Learning objectives. At the end of this topic, you will be able to investigate the role of air in weather phenomena, explain the occurrence of wind currents, describe the formation of cyclones, recognize precautions and safety during a cyclone. Air exerts pressure. The earth we live is surrounded by a blanket of air. Air is a mixture of gases. Air surrounding the earth is called as atmosphere. These gases have some weight, so they experience some gravitational force. The mixture of gases exert pressure on us and is called air pressure or atmospheric pressure. Atmospheric pressure is a technical term used to represent the pressure exerted by the air at a place. Let us understand that air exerts pressure from the video clip. Do you know that air can crush things? Take some boiling water and pour it into a plastic bottle using funnel. Do not fill it completely, just a little less than half the bottle. Cap it tightly. Now pour cold water over the bottle and watch it getting crushed. What happened here? Do you know that air can crush things? What happened here? When the boiling hot water was poured into the bottle, the steam pushed some of the air out. At the same time, the air above the water surface was heated and hence expanded. This also pushed some of the air out, and the amount of air inside the bottle reduced. Then, when we capped the bottle, the air could not enter back in. Finally, when we poured cold water over the bottle, the steam condensed to water and the air cooled and contracted. This led to lowering of air pressure inside the bottle. As the air pressure inside the bottle fell significantly below the pressure exerted by the air on the outside, the walls crashed in. Atmospheric pressure and wind. When air moves, it is called wind. Air moves from the region where the air pressure is high to the region where the pressure is low. The greater the differences in pressure, the faster the air moves. The image shows that land heats up more quickly than the sea as cool air is heavier than warm air. Cool air sinks down from an area of high pressure, sea, while warm air rises from an area of low pressure, land. When there is an increase in the wind speed, there is always reduced air pressure accompanying it. We will see this with an example. Take two balloons and fill them with a small quantity of water. Now blow air into them and tie both of them into the string with a gap of 10 centimeters between them, leaving empty spaces between the balloons. Blow air with your mouth. The balloons move slightly towards each other. The wind will blow between the balloons, reduces the air pressure in that area. This makes the balloon to move closer to each other. Air expands on heating. Air expands and occupies more space when it is heated. Hot air is less dense than cold air. Any substance that is less dense than the fluid, gas or liquid of its surroundings will float. Initially, the gas, air molecules inside and outside the bottle are at the same temperature and therefore moving at the same speed. When the bottle is heated, the air molecules inside start moving faster. These molecules now collide into the balloon with more energy resulting in increased pressure. The increased pressure causes the balloon to expand. A given amount, mass of air takes up more space when it is hot. In other words, hot air is less dense than the cold air. Any substance that is less dense than the fluid, gas or liquid of its surroundings will float. Take two paper bags of the same size. Hang the two bags in inverted position, tied on the wooden stick. Tie a piece of thread in the center of the wooden stick. Hold the stick by the thread as in the balance. Place the burning candle below one of the empty bags. As the heated air moves towards the bag, the cold, dense air moves out and the less dense air occupies more space, which causes the paper bag to tilt towards one side. Warm air is lighter than the cold air, which causes the bag to raise. Wind currents and earth. Pressure difference in the earth is caused by differential heating. Warm air rises up because it becomes lighter. This creates an area of low pressure below the rising air. The area of low pressure is quickly filled in by cooler air from around. That is how the wind movement is created on the Earth. Thus, differential heating of air creates pressure difference, which makes the wind movement. Let us discuss about the movement of air because of uneven heating on Earth. The equatorial region gets the highest amount of sunshine throughout the year. Due to this, the air near the equatorial region gets heated. The warm air rises up and creates an area of low pressure. The cooler air from the higher latitudes rushes towards the equator to fill the gap. This results in the wind movement from tropical zones towards the equator. Similarly, wind movement is caused in other parts of the Earth. Let us discuss about the movement of air because of uneven heating of land and water. Sea breeze. In coastal areas, the land warms up faster than the ocean surface. Warm air from land rises up and creates an area of low pressure near the ground. The low pressure zone is filled in by cooler air from the ocean surface. This gives rise to the sea breeze. Land breeze. During night, the land cools down faster than the ocean surface. The warmer air from the ocean surface rises up and creates an area of low pressure near the surface. This is filled in by cooler air from the land. This gives rise to the land breeze. Monsoon. The flow of moist air from ocean towards land in summer is called monsoon or monsoon wind. The word monsoon came from Arabic word mawsam, which means weather. Monsoon winds carry water vapor which falls over the land in the form of rain after cooling down. In India, the harvest depends on the monsoon wind because it is the major factor towards bringing rainfall in India. Let us discuss about some of the natural disasters caused by the wind factors. Rain often creates problems. Thunderstorms and cyclones are one among them. First, let us see about thunderstorm. Rain with lightning is called thunderstorm. This happens mostly in the summer. Thunderstorm occurs frequently in hot and humid tropical areas such as India. In summer, the air rises up along with a lot of moisture. After rising up to a certain height, water vapor cools down and starts coming down in the form of water droplets. This swift drifting of water droplets creates electricity among clouds. This manifests in the form of lightning and sound. This is known as thunderstorm. Let us see the video clip to understand thunderstorm. Secondly, let us see about cyclone. Fast-moving air towards a center, usually with heavy rain, is known as cyclone. Wind direction, wind speed, humidity and temperature together create cyclone. The center of the cyclone is called eye. A cyclone may be 10 to 15 kilometers high. It is a rotating mass of air. The diameter of eye may vary from 10 to 30 kilometers. Eye of a cyclone is a calm area, but around the eye, air may move with high speed such as 150 to 250 kilometers per hour. How a thunderstorm becomes a cyclone. When water vapor in the clouds cools down, it releases heat. This heat warms up the air around the clouds. The warm air rises up and creates a low pressure zone. This low pressure zone is quickly filled in by cooler air from the surrounding. This creates a system in which the center is having very low pressure and is surrounded by wind moving around it. The wind from the surroundings moves in a circular fashion towards the center. and gives rise to cyclone. Now let us understand how a cyclone is formed from the video clip. Most parts of Bangladesh are only 15 meters above the sea level, hence it is prone to flooding. Therefore, the tropical storms forming over Bay of Bengal tend to move towards Bangladesh. This is the path of the cyclone that devastated Bangladesh in 1991. Clouds and rain are formed by the process of condensation. Condensation also releases a lot of energy to form strong winds. These winds are driven by the spin of the earth, twist around and round, rotating in a vortex for up to 1,000 kilometers across. The winds can be too strong that can reach even 200 kilometers per hour. Destruction caused by cyclones. A strong cyclone can be very destructive. Since cyclone is accompanied with high-speed wind, it can damage houses, telephone poles, electric poles, and uproot trees. Strong wind of the cyclone may push the seawater towards the seashore in the form of high wave. These high waves may damage houses and push water to lowland, which may be accompanied with loss of life and properties. Being the area of very low pressure, eye of the cyclone lifts water in the center. This may cause the rise of water up to 3 to 15 meters high. This appears like a water wall. This water wall, when pushed towards the seashore, can inundate a large area which can cause the loss of lives and property. In India, the eastern coastal region is more vulnerable to cyclones in terms of intensity and frequency of cyclones compared to the western coast. Cyclone is known by different names in different countries. Cyclone is known as hurricane in the American continent. It is known as the typhoon in Philippines and Japan. Tornadoes. Tornadoes are very fast-moving dark clouds in the shape of a funnel. The speed of violent tornadoes may be up to 300 kilometers. Tornadoes are as destructive as cyclone. Tornadoes may form within cyclones. The diameter of a tornado can be as small as a meter and as large as a kilometer or even wider. The funnel of a tornado sucks dust, debris, and everything near it at the base due to low pressure. Effective safety measures. Anemometer. Wind speed plays an important role in the formation of storms. It is therefore important to measure the wind speed. The instrument that measures the wind speed is called an anemometer. Safety services towards cyclone and other disasters by government and other agencies. Cyclone forecast and warning services. With the advances in technology, cyclone can be forecast in about 24 to 48 hours in advance. This becomes possible because of satellites and computers. When a cyclone is nearer to the coastline, the cyclone warning is forecasted almost at every half an hour. Rapid communication to the government and concerned people. Communication about the cyclone is given quickly to the government and the people so that proper safety measures and rescue operations can be carried out. Construction of cyclone shelters in the cyclone-prone area. Shifting the people quickly to a safer place. Action on the part of people. Pay attention towards warning broadcasts from time to time. In case of a cyclone warning, stock necessary food items and medicines. If possible, move to a safer place. Fishermen should not venture into the sea during a cyclone warning. cooperate with others in the community. Help the rescue team. Summary. Let's summarize the topic. Moving air is called wind. Air exerts pressure and expands on heating. Air moves from high pressure to low pressure. Movement of air from high pressure zone to low pressure zone creates air current, and also uneven heating on land creates air current. Air moves from 0 to 30 degrees north and from 0 to 30 degrees south towards equator. The flow of air from the ocean towards the land in summer is called monsoon or monsoon wind. Monsoon winds carry vapor which falls over the land in the form of rain after cooling down. Rain with lightning is called thunderstorm. This happens mostly in the summer. Thunderstorm occurs frequently in hot and humid tropical areas such as India. Fast-moving air towards a circle, usually with heavy rain, is known as cyclone. Wind direction, wind speed, humidity and temperature together create cyclone. Center of cyclone is known as eye. Tornadoes are the fast-moving dark cloud in the shape of funnel. Tornadoes may form within cyclones. Anemometer is an instrument which measures the speed of wind.